Good afternoon. My name is Kurveer Kaur. Today we are going to present presentation on logical network design for A4A. So my team members are Gopal, Deepa, and Raman. So on second slide there are presentation outlines, and moving on third slide is a list of instructions. So in Sydney head office there are 6 staff members. In Singapore there are 4 staff members. There are around 250 members are associated with A4A. DMZ servers are installed and only network administrators of A4A can access it. So every staff member has unique ID and password so that they can use and access their network as well. So the availability of the network is 98.21 of all users, which means the network is down 3 hours per week. On moving next slide, business goals and constraints. The business goals to provide better communication between employees of A4A Australia and Singapore, to provide user satisfaction, to provide secure network, build partnership among some universities and colleges, expansion of organization beside Australia and Singapore in South Asia as well. So there's some constraint, there's budget, scheduling, and ability of employees. So budget, A4A is a non-government organization as we know, so network design must be fit in the budget. Scheduling, network should be designed on a certain period of time. Ability of employee, the staff member of A4A should proper knowledge and network about the network and should be well trained. So next of rest slides will be done by Ramandeep Kaur. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ramandeep. I am going to represent the technical goals trade-off. The business goals of A4A, it is essential to analyze the technical goals of A4A. The technical goals of A4A and trade-off assigned to it are mentioned below. First of all, it is very important for A4A to maintain the network scalability so that the upcoming future there may not be any problem for the network expansion. In the network design, availability and performance is given the highest priority. A4A must guarantee and that the network is available for all the applicants and the entire staff related to the A4A. Also, the security requirement for managing the network is essential. The availability of network is 98.21% for all users, which means network is down for 3 hours per week. Moving on the next slides, the user communities. The user communities of A4A includes their employees for both Sydney and the Singapore office. Members institutions hide members of A4A and the applicants. The user communities of A4A are the staff. There are 3 members, institutions, and the applications. There are 6 employees working in Sydney office and 4 are working in Singapore office of A4A. In total, 10 employees of A4A access the network. The A4A and the member institution associated with A4A can access the network and they mostly utilize email and web service of A4A network. The next is the application and the members who are willing to get registered with A4A can utilize the web application of A4A. And the rest of the part, my friend Deepa, she will going to represent. Thank you.
Thank you, Raman. In the slide number 7, we have logical network design for the A4A. The overall connection between the Sydney office and Singapore office of A4A and the members of the A4A is represented in the logical network design of A4A. It is designed under the hierarchical network design model. The network is divided into 3 different layers. The first one is core layer, distribution layer, and the last one is the SS layer. The user communities of A4A network will connect to each other through high-speed network. We have in the network we have placed 1 switch in each office of A4A and 1 in the demilitarized zone. The switch used in the network is manufactured by the Cisco company and the model number of switch used in the network is 2900 model and 2960 series. We use 24 port switch in each office as per the requirement of A4A network. We have used 4331 ISR series router manufactured by the Cisco company in the network. It provides a complete routing mechanism and also offers integrated service routing to the network. The firewall utilized in the network is ASA 5506, which is also manufactured by the Cisco company, and it is easy to configure and manage, and it is manageable in a single click. The firewall is configured in both GUI and as well as CLI modes, and it prevents the unauthorized access to the network. It is essential to place servers of the network in the DMZ in order to maintain a quality of service. So in A4A network, we have placed all the email servers, database servers, and DNS servers, file print servers in the DMZ. Applicants of A4A, they will utilize web application to get registered to the network, and to become the member or the part of the network, they can directly apply using the web application of A4A through web. And now moving towards the next slide, in the slide number 8 we have network traffic flow. As there are 10 employees working in Sydney and Singapore office of A4A, we have assigned 512 kbps of bandwidth between two offices of A4A, and 312 kbps of bandwidth is assigned between the A4A office and the member institutions. And moving to another slide, we have application and types of traffic flow between them in the slide number 9. There are altogether 4 applications utilized in the A4A network. They are web application, teaching Moodle, email, and video conferencing. The type of traffic flow in all the application is a type of client server, as a client make a request and server respond to those requests. And web application and teaching Moodles utilize the HTTP or HTTPS protocol, whereas for the mail server it utilizes simple mail transfer protocol by email application to send and receive the emails. And for the video conference, we have used VoIP protocol. For further presentation, I would like to call my friend Gopal Kotwal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deepa. Moving on to the next slide, that's addressing and naming model. The IP address are assigned for both Sydney offices, Singapore office, along with the DMZ server. There are 7 IP used by the Sydney offices out of 255 host IP, and similarly there are 5 host IP used by the Singapore office out of the same IP address, that is 255. So moving on to the next slide, that is routing protocols. Routing protocols help to specify the communication, what is happening between the routers, and it selects the specified route between the 2 different nodes. Router also helps to connect the different networks which are situated in the different location, that is in Singapore and in Sydney. So the first routing protocol we used is BGP, that is Border Gateway Protocol. It helps to manage the packets that are routed within the network, and it will also help to authorize and make the communication from the end users. Since we have 2 different locations, that is one in Sydney and in Singapore, BGP it uses for the best selection, and it selects the best path for the routing. So BGP also it offers the network stability. So the next protocol we use is a static IP. So the static IP protocol, it's a permanent number address which is given by the internet service provider, that is ISP, and it is mainly used over the VoIP, that is voice over internet protocol. So A4A can even use DHCP protocol, but it's a bit it can be used, it is the memory, CPU memory and the router memory can be consumed more. So the static IP is used in the DMZ server. So moving on to the last slide, it's network security. So after the proper network is maintained, there comes a threat, that is security is very essential. So to address this sort of threats, there are certain security mechanisms which are explained. The first one is the firewall. We can see in our network design, we have placed a firewall between the internet and the gateway of the packets, so that they can be filtered before accessing the network of A4A. So mainly the firewall helps to monitor and also control incoming and outgoing traffic. So the next one is the authorization and authentication of the information. So verification and identification is very essential before letting anyone to enter or access into the site. So the login details and the passwords are provided to the users. Still there are some limitations after accessing, so authorization is given to the users. So the next security mechanism is the copyright protection. As copyright is a property law, it helps to protect the original works and authorships. So A4A need to be very careful while handling the information. Only the authorized users must be able to log in the page. So it mainly helps to protect the information that is created by the A4A. And the last security mechanism is the physical security. So not only the network is danger from the hacking or not, sometimes the network can be damaged with natural or human disaster. So for that we have placed a CCTV camera in A4A offices as well as in the DMZ room to find out whether the only authorized persons are entering in that room, and we have also placed a UPS, that is uninterruptible power supply, so that the PC can be kept running for a certain period of time even if the power is lost. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you very much.